My name is Stephanie. I'm going to be taking you through one of my favorite projects today. This is a paper mandala. It is a really circular project, and this is good for people who really want to focus on one thing if you want to stay busy. So I'm going to show you how to start a small version of it. This is a very large one, but you can do it on any size paper. So this is the example, and I'm going to be showing you all the different variations we can do today. So I'm going to move this over and show you everything that you need. So you can use any size paper. I have a computer sheet of paper here today, and I have some smaller versions for our project. So you need construction paper. Any sort of colored paper will work. I picked out some of my favorite colors that we're going to use, and a cup or a lid to trace your circle, a pencil, a glue stick, this is super important, a glue stick or a regular glue, Elmer's glue, something like that, and a scissor. It is up to you whether you want to cut these pieces of paper or rip them. I find that the ripping is going to take a lot of time. It is the most fun part of this project. So I'm going to show you with ripped paper today, but if you want, you can cut everything into 1-inch squares. These ones are just a little bit larger, but some 1-inch size squares, and this will make a clean cut circle mandala. If you want something a little bit more abstract, ripped is the way to go. So I'm going to show you with the piles that I already set up. So I have a blue, a yellow, a pink, and a purple, and I have my circle already cut out. So the first step of it is to get a paper that you want to be your circle. This should be a color that is not anywhere else on your project to make it really stand out. So I'm going to use a lid to make my circle. You can use a cup, you can use whatever works. So you're going to trace it all the way around, make your circle like I already did, and you're going to cut it out. Once it's cut, you have a plain circle. This is going to go into the middle of your project. So you're going to use your glue stick or Elmer's glue, if I can get this bad boy open, and it's going to go right in the middle of the project. If you really want, it can go on the outside or towards the edges, but the best spot for it is the middle. So I'm going to use a little bit of glue, I'm going to stick it right to the middle, and then I'm going to work with some ripped paper. This is the most fun part of this project. You have your construction paper, and you're either going to rip it into square-like pieces or some triangle shapes. So whatever size that you want to make is what's going to work for this project. I have some triangle shaped versions, and I have some more square shaped ones. It's totally up to you on which ones you want to use. I'm getting a little step to it now, so I'm going to get started right on the first layer. So once you have your circle down, make sure it's nice and flat, you are going to pick one color. I'm going to start with my pink because I want to start that one first, and my glue is going to keep coming out, but I'm going to use it in little spots. You can do all the glue at one time and then place, or you can rip, place, whatever works. But you're going to glue them down in a circle around your big circle. And the most tricky part of this project is really keeping it in that circle shape, because sometimes it wants to break out and sometimes it wants to do its own thing. So you're going to go all the way around. Like I said, this one is the more abstract version, but you're going to see the extras that you can add on at the end to really make it something special, but it's up to you. So you're going to make it go all the way around. So we're going to work on this for a little bit of time, and I'm going to explain some of the other cool things that you can do with this project. So we're going to add some pink. And one more to finish it off, and then we're going to move on to another color. Now, the really cool thing with this project is if you're looking for a learning experience, you can treat this as a group project or a total learning with colors and rules. So for this, if you're working with somebody else, you can ask them to pick the color, and then they have to find the yellow pieces that are near them and go for that color all the way around. If you want, you can go back and forth like a team. If you have siblings or if you have 2 people working on this project, you can tell them, I'm going to pick this color, then they pick the next one, or they go back and forth taking turns on which pieces go where. So you're going to set this all the way up, all the way around. I'm just going to do a little circle to make it easier. It is very sticky, so if you have some people with some tactile issues, make sure that you are helping them with the glue. Maybe go for the Elmer's glue and dot it, and it can go off the paper. I'm going to make mine go off because I want a very abstract look, but it is going to be very sticky. But we need to stick with each separate color all the way around to really make it stand out. I'm going to do one more color after this to show you how you can add it to be a little special you know, extra abstract piece. So I have my yellow all the way around, and I'm going to pick blue next. But like I said, if you're working with more than one kid or more than one person, you can have them pick which one goes next, and it gets people to pick choices and to work together. So this is a really good group project or really good solo project. And you want to cover the entire paper by the end of this. You want to go to the very edge, and you have to remember that it can go off the page or it can stop on the page. It's totally up to you. These are some more square pieces. If you want some more triangle shaped pieces like these ones, those will work too. But you see how these have gone off the page now? You want to continue the idea of the circle. All right, and now that I have picked the colors that I want, and if I have more space, I can fill those in with another color, but I'm gonna stop here. What you can do to really add some extra work to this project is get out some colored pencils, some markers. I have some thin markers here. Really cool colors. They're definitely a little bit more different than the red, orange, yellow that you get in a Crayola pack, but I'm gonna pick some out, and I'm going to start doodling on here, kind of like a real mandala. So what you can do is add some shapes and lines to really make them stand out. So I want this edge to be some straight lines, and then I want to add maybe some circles in between these ones. And then one of my other favorite shapes to do are some diamonds, because they really make them stand out. I have used this color before, so let's go with a new one. But some diamond-like shapes, or some squiggles, some random shapes will work too. If you want to just work on something very different, you can add some of these shapes. I'm gonna go with a little bit of a pointed oval. And if you really want to, what you can actually do is start to draw on some of these pieces of paper too. That's a decision that you can make, but if you really want, you can add something to the paper. I'm gonna go with X's just because they're easy, but if you wanna draw on this and make some really cool pictures, you can do that too. But I'm gonna stop with one more. I'm gonna put something right in the middle to really make it stand out. This circle can be whatever size you want. I went with the big one to cover the paper, but I want to add a swirl right in the middle. So this is basically the final piece. This is the abstract ripped part. If you like ripping, this is definitely the version for you. If you want to get some energy or aggression or anything out, this is the version you should try. If you want something really clean and organized, you would go with those squares, and it is a little bit easier to figure out which one goes next to which. That makes a really big project. So it is up to you, whichever one you want to do, but this is our mandala, and it is a great option. Hope you enjoy.